So, hold on. Actually, let me take this off. I don't need this on anymore. All right. So, welcome in when you guys get in. Um, Let me fix my face so I can see. Yeah, welcome when you guys get in. I've been having a lot of crazy, crazy downloads. Um, I'll I'll have to talk about them sometime soon, but they are just they're very beautiful, and they've been I don't know, I've been on a different wave recently because of it. It's been nice. Um, I don't know. I'm just saying that because like I'm wondering how many other people's downloads are getting more and more intense. Um, because there's just so much going on, and the energy, especially in these moments right now, it's very specific about these current moments. Um, it's just there's some gigantic like collective upgrade, and I feel like people have been talking about this collective upgrade for a while. Um, but it's I don't know. The closer we get to it, the more it's something. It really is about like a conscientious like upgrade, and it's something that's just gonna be part of reality. It's like there's something being added. There's a bunch of solar flares that are about to happen. I've been picking that up too. Just it's like I don't know. It's like the actual spring of these upgrades of things going backwards is happening, and it's such a fantastic, wonderful energy. But it's I don't know. I don't know. It's a very interesting time. Um, but again, pay attention to your dreams and what you meditate about. Um, and if I've been feeling called to talk about this, and I've been doing it myself a lot too. If you have trouble remembering your dreams, always spend time before you go to bed allowing your mind just to race. Allow your mind to have the oh no, excuse me, because your thought consciousness is really like a dog. It really is just a wild animal that like runs around a lot. So before you go to bed, allow your mind just to run and do things, and don't attach yourself to those thoughts if you have trouble remembering dreams. Because a lot of things that are blocked out from our brain are because of traumas. And those unhealed traumas can block off certain messages, certain things that we're supposed to receive because we'll determine and see them as being traumatic and of no help rather than what they're actually there for. So doing that will help as well. Um, just clearing up the crown chakra, of course, and that's like as well as the third eye. Um, I'm also just feeling like there's like a grand heart chakra awakening as well. Like there's something going on with the heart chakra as well. It's less about because I've been hearing this recently for a while, and it's just okay. I got confirmation to even talk about it, but the only issue that was wrong, well, wrong, quote unquote, or correct, or however, with the past movements is it's all been about loving others. Now it's like we're starting, because when was it? Like the 1980s when the first wave came? Or was it earlier than that? Or was it like second wave? if you know what I'm talking about, the deployments, how they do the deployments, was like the 80s, 90s, the first or second wave to come. I can't remember, but we're basically reliving that, but with the step of loving ourselves and filling up our own cups in order to collectively fill in the collective cup. Okay, second wave. All right, I was thinking that, but that's what I'm getting like heavily is only the way people are looking at things is more from an external point of view and more becoming an internal point of view, and less in the sense of what's wrong with me, but more in the sense of like what can I do to help me. Like instead of asking like if there's some sort of issue or problem, it's more of like what can I do to better myself. And it's like the first way of doing that is by even like changing the way you're asking yourself these questions instead of being like what's wrong with you and leaving off like a very distasteful energy around you. Just be like, so why did I think that this was the best solution? Like you're allowing yourself more grace, which is something that has been needing to be learned over time. There's been a lot of anger at the external, um and it comes from not being able to feel like you're able to free yourself and be who you are and like free yourself from these internal cages. But this freeing of the self that's been going on, the actual acknowledgement of the soul and seeing the more in depth of the divine. So think about 2010 as well. I feel like this movement's been going on underneath like for a while, but like 2010 was like the first, I guess, big strike, because that is when like the internet kind of like blew up, all kind of like not like big, but like you know what I mean. But there's something about it, like because I've been seeing it too a lot. Um, going back to like because I can't shake it off. Still, I've been having it a lot, which is why I have it in the title as the Flash. There's like what it's like it's life before life almost. That's kind of how it's happening. And I'm gonna talk a little bit about it to see if anyone else has been having these downloads or have had these types of downloads, so I can get to know a bit more about them and see what direction I'm being pushed into. Because I keep feeling the need to talk about it because I keep having it, but it's like well, I mean, the entirety of everything that exists. It's like how it was first light, and then that light created the ripple, the vibration that then creates like how everything just is. It's something about the God. I don't know how I'm gonna talk about this because it's gonna sound weird. The the I guess you could say Big Bang or whatever. It was a flash of light. That a whole entire that flash of light held wasn't like well by what I've been getting is like it held all the information that the world was gonna have, sent it out, and as the light fades away, we're going through those cycles of clearing out those old information bits that was like blasted um towards just like the light being how it's there. But there's something about these like I don't know how to describe it other than like just literal beams of light, fragmented light, not whole light, but they're bits of fragmented light, um and some sort of like I don't want to say war, but it's definitely some sort of like my God, what is the word I'm thinking of? Conflict. There's some sort of conflict. I don't know. I've never gotten these types of downloads before, so I'm just gonna put it out there and see if anyone has it. And thank you, Mark, for the donation. Goodness. Um, but there's something about that, and I'm not sure if it's from like the light dimension or if this is something else. If you know about this, please like email me and I will get back to you, because I need to get more information on this. If anyone would have like even if suggestions or anything of where to look more into on this, because it's been pulling on me for the past like week. Regardless, there's something like that is divinely inspired that's happening, almost like it's almost like a certain percentile of beings who are in this program, just Earth, um have elevated to this point of a greater understanding that's allowed these next steps to occur. um so again, like doing crown chakra work, doing root chakra work, doing heart chakra work as well, which is very important at this time. Just doing third eye work regularly helps a lot, and just doing third eye work is just really listening to your feelings and understanding how your feelings are. But it's something about like, really, it's just I've been picking up on it for for a minute. It's still like DNA upgrades. It's like something about I want to say like an attached. It's something that's attached, or it's getting an extra, or something. I don't know. I don't know how else to explain it other than it getting an extra, and I don't know what the extra is. It's like extra. I could just say extra data, I guess, to your DNA. Okay, it's acting as like an increase to like clairvoyance or clairaudience, or just your gifts in general. Um, it's because it's something. It's like, it can, again, like if you're a transmuter, if you're like very good at transmuting certain energies, there's something about you being able to do that in a more efficient way now, one that's less strenuous on your body, and something that's done more energetically and less noticeable. Like there's less noticeable work you're needing to put into protecting yourself and needing to cleanse your energies in your area, so to speak, due to these upgrades that are coming in. There's a very big, like, I guess, protective upgrade, and it has less to do with the divine, like externally, and more with you and how close you are getting with the divine within yourself, which is like the goal. It's something about you really are getting closer to yourself, and like seeing you for who you actually are, and not the labels that people have put on you, or labels that you've like subscribed to over the years. And it's showing you just how worthy you are, and it's like living in that energy of seeing your worth, and not just knowing it and seeing it, but really walking and living in the energy of, I can do these things, these things that I wish to happen can happen. They're possible. Like, I just need to keep doing the things that I'm being told, like staying on this path and staying with your head up, and still like healing and being on this high vibrational path has put shields of light around you. It's allowed you to gravitate to those versions of yourself that are aligning with your highest good. But there is an energy of like rebirth, though, with the moon and the Nine of Pentacles. There is an energy of just a renewal. So if you have been having a lot of like anxiety, it's not anxiety in the sense of something's wrong. It's anxiety in the sense of like, oh, this is new. This is just a new path that I'm on. Yeah, with the nine, there's a lot of nines coming out. Because the Nine of Swords was to come out, and it's like almost just pick an option. like you have a lot of thoughts, and you know that all these thoughts that you're having are good, and they will per certain lead down a good path. There's just a need to pick one at that point. Um, and again, this could be insomnia as well. And I'm still picking up insomnia from just doing astral missions. Like I'm feeling like you're getting put on more astral journeys than you're used to, or deeper, longer journeys. Um, it's something about you really connecting to the cosmos and understanding what God, uh, or who God is, or who I can't. Well, I could, but it wouldn't sound right. Because there's this energy of really, of seeing, or just like there's a need to grasp, at least if you haven't been seeing it, the definites of the realms of this world, the definites, and applying it to different things in life and seeing how it's similar. Um, Understanding that you are a two, and that it's not two different parts of yourself. It's two yous, that you're in between experiencing both. And it's like it's that understanding of that happening that's allowing you to see things almost in a higher and healthier way. And I say healthier because it's really allowing you to sit back and observe. And it's like this self-conscious, that this guilty self-conscious that talks in the back of your head about like, oh, you're taking a break, and but you've been taking a break for like a week, and you start feeling bad because like, oh, I haven't had, I need to get back to work, it's been a week since I've worked. And you usually, you stick to your work schedule a lot, but you need to rest. You're observing those thoughts when they come up, and you're just like, yeah, I can see why I would feel like that. And it's because there's something on my mind that I'm trying to like fix and work on. um that you're seeing really how your thoughts, how your mind can is more of a distraction at times rather than um a help. And it's like it's something that you've known, but it's more of like you're understanding how it's working. And the reason it exists is because of the disconnect between your feelings and your thoughts, allowing your thoughts just to overrun and to overrule your life, and seeing how it's led you down this path of going like needing to choose between fate and destiny, having that confusion of knowing the difference between the two, and feeling like everything is rigged and everything has to be bad. Like all these things to believe is how the world is not at all. um and it's stepping into that power and realizing it and seeing like how these lies that not only for you but for generations to like before you, and how that's affected you. But instead of like holding that grudge against it, you're working the fight against it. You're doing what you can for yourself to even just put the energy out. Yeah, with the yeah, but there is just this really big energy of like almost regret. And if not regret, it's like, damn, this kind of sucks. And then there's also an energy of feeling like you should, like, I don't know, it's still that energy where it's like, yeah, this sucks, but I would never say that it sucks because that's bad energy. But what's bad energy is you're not being honest with yourself. um you don't enjoy the way you feel, but you have to feel everything. And that's something that I do see has been on the thoughts, especially with the Four of Cups. We have the Ace, the Two, and the Four of Cups. So it's definitely Like this could even be like, you know, your next mission spiritually. You know almost what your destiny entails, and you're taking these final last steps to prepare yourself almost. Because the moment is giving the energy of the divine being like, it's time to go, like let's go and let's do this thing, and you're like slowly walking away almost, and it's nothing like bad, but you're just checking almost to see if the idea that was given to you by the divine is going to be worth the outcome. And what you might not realize, or what you do realize regardless, is that things are playing out a lot more smoothly. Well, they were playing out a lot more smoothly uh, before you were turning to this old cycle. And this might have happened, you know, this is like Mercury retrograde energy where it's testing you, and Saturn's retrograde is like they're both still testing you on the grounds of like, are you sure you want to do this? Like, you know that people, and it could even be you being more open and be like, yeah, I'm going to talk to people and I'm going to be open about who I am and what I do. And that's good. You know, be enjoy and love who you are, and don't be afraid to show who you are. But it's showing you the people that you're around and that you've been around aren't the best for you, or don't have the most generous of energies or vibes or vibrations, however you want to say it, um, around you when it comes to you being you. And it's like the divine's trying to show you these people for who they are, so you're not so attached to them. And it's in the sense of like, well, if you really don't mind them being this way, then we're gonna show you how bad it can get. Um, and it's because your thoughts are sabotaging your feelings, because you keep thinking like, oh, you know, I care about them, and I can't leave them because we've been friends for XYZ, or like I just want to be friends with them because, you know, I don't know who else I'd have around me. But the divine's trying to show you like you're allowing those thoughts of not knowing, and allowing that to create this energy of restriction on you is the issue that's holding you back from experiencing this whole new world, that's destined for you, that you've been putting so much work into. And again, there's like a need to separate yourself from things that resonate with the past energies, ways of thinking. If it's because you're watching something, or you are attracted to doing certain things that remind you of those past energies, it's definitely time to drop those and to step into lighter territory. Um, what else is going on here, Spirit? Yeah, the Five of Swords. And then the Three of Cups. Yeah. It could be feeling thoughts of feeling like you're like, oh, I've rejected someone so and so, and I don't want to feel like I'm rejecting anyone, or I don't want to feel like I'm missing out on anything. It's like this energy of feeling like you're gonna miss out on something, and it's in your energy because the divine's trying to warn you that you're not about to miss out on this thing. But if you choose this other option that's not the idea that we planted in you, you are gonna miss an opportunity. And especially with this moon, and I think it's an Aquarius, right? I'm pretty sure this moon's in Aquarius. I can't remember for sure. But this moon is a lot to do with yourself. Yeah, the King of Cups comes out in the Devil. Yeah. It's almost like a past way of expressing yourself. You kind of see how this past way of expressing yourself has restricted you more than allowed you to be free. There's this energy of like you understanding that your intuition's telling you to do something, but um you feel like you're able to just like change it or choose this option, and it's like having your cake eating it too. And this thought pattern that you've had of this that might have been like nonchalant or just happening like easily or not really noticeable. It's either you're catching on to that or you're starting to see the types of thoughts that's been programmed into you that keep you from really being as open as you need to be. And again, I'm getting heavy need to tell you of like doing your research on Saturn, understanding who Saturn is, what Saturn stands for, um, is really gonna help you on this self growth journey. Um, because Saturn has a lot more of effect on us than we think. Um, and just knowing the force that controls, time and how we construct time and how we've ended up using time to misconstrued and stress us out and feel like it's belittling us. How we've turned time into something like a stress instead of like something that's just as beautiful as the rest is what's allowed this chaotic energy to come through. But then again, like chaos isn't bad. Chaos is natural. Without chaos, there wouldn't, you know, be anything. So there's just a need to understand like the laws that are in play and understand not only how they affect you on a personal level, but then you on a collective level. Um, because it would be very beneficial just because it will show you how to nurture the ideas that you're trying to pursue, these lifestyles, these goals that you're trying to achieve with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. It's like there's an uncertainty or unknowing or thinking that there's some sort of like hidden secret of of doing something that you're unaware of. It's because you're not listening to your full feelings. So there's a need to really connect to yourself and listen to what you really are trying to tell to yourself. And what you're telling to yourself can come from like other readings. This could be scrolling and not watching a video but seeing that the video has a certain title on it and being like, oh, this title like resonates with me, but I don't feel like watching the video. Understanding that that was a sign from the divine. Even if you don't watch the video, just taking the title and stuff of that into consideration and seeing these different ways that the divine talks to you. If anything catches your eye, it's because it's for you. Understanding that, because that's how you're going to get this new union with your feelings, is noticing that things that grab your attention it's not just like a coincidence. It is something that's very needed. Um, for you, and that even goes with like the first, if a thought pops up and it's because something reminds you um of someone or something, that thought, allowing that thought to teach you instead of trigger you, being the teacher and the student, just waiting, allowing the information that you receive from the divine to digest within yourself and to really show you who you're supposed to be. And I'm even getting like a lot of strong connections are going to be coming in from like ancestors, especially from like the Egyptian side, um, as well as intense deja vu. I just really like very intense deja vu, maybe coming in, and it's because of a timeline jump, a timeline shift that's going on. It's something about you remembering something that's happened on a different timeline, um, and adjusting to this new plane might involve like I'm getting like an ear infection, like a ear or like nasal infection. It's something heavy about the crown and third eye chakra area, that are gonna be not. I don't want to say taking hits because that sounds bad, but um, they're definitely going to be taking the brunt of the action on these shifts. So being easy on yourself, and taking care of yourself in the way that you need to is what's really going to help you at this time. It is also a time for isolation, walking away from people, places, things that you used to do, finishing up any sort of plans or anything that you haven't finished up recently that you need to. There's a need to finish those things up at this time. Um, and if it's a long term goal, um, I'm hearing like a 1 to 3 year like time span goal. Um, if you don't have the resources to start on it, spend at least like spend some time. I'm not gonna give you like a time amount, like be do it yourself. But spend some time like brainstorming on the idea because it's something about the energies coming in. Yeah, there's something about really nurturing your thoughts, allowing your feelings to show your thoughts like ideas. But there is something that you're gonna become awakened to, um, and see the bigger picture of what's going on, seeing the bigger picture of um your role in what you who you are and what you play, um and what life has been so far, seeing things not in the form of like a reality of experiencing the outside, but experiencing the inside, experiencing the actuality, seeing things as they are rather than how you want to see them. Almost, it's like because there's the way that life is, but then there's the mindset that's crumbling away of knowing that way of life is not like correct. Almost, it's really starting to make sense to you, like why are people so afraid of certain having certain titles or having certain positions in life whenever like they already have some sort of position of that nature, or they it's like you question things a lot more. And I don't know how else to explain it, but there's like a deeper thinking process where you're really like high mysticism is how it's coming out. Extremely high mysticism. um just like greater understanding um of who we are and what we do. um I just heard knowing who the real gods are, and knowing like knowing the difference between when the spell hit us, the what was it, the main five spells or something that hit humanity, or if it's like I don't know. It's like you're questioning yourself on a lot of things and seeing like the deeper meanings, and like you're on this greater path of understanding. I don't like it's weird because I'm not even able to like fully talk about it. Because the way like I get on the path of it and then I jump to something else, it's definitely like there's this collective puzzle in your brain that you've been trying to solve, and it's almost in a sense that's like happened because of this emotional clearing journey. It's a respark of your inner child that's been happening. Um, that the divine really is encouraging you to continue going down if that's what you're going down. Yeah, with the Knight of Wands, because it's that energy that you're receiving and delving into is going to be transmuting into some sort of like passion, into like some sort of destiny, or line to your destiny point. Yeah, with the Six of Cups, this is definitely a union where your thoughts are going to be going back to your feelings and allowing your feelings to tell you the direction rather than thinking about the direction. Like there's just an energy of like it is like a reunion. It is an engagement of like yourself, but it's you're breaking down boundaries that limited your think the way you existed without you necessarily knowing. It's like things that you had. I'm with the not with the Four of Pentacles. It's like beliefs that you had, um, but you didn't really have much reason to believe in them other than, that sounds like something I'd believe in. It's like you're really looking at yourself and breaking yourself down. Like, why do I believe in this? Why do I believe in that? Like, what is this? What is that to me? Like, why am I calling things names when things are more than names? Like, why am I degrading things around me by labeling it as something and then letting that label categorize it? Like, why am I being mechanical in a fluid stated like world? Like you're like that understanding's becoming more present, or like you're becoming more aware of it. Um, like heavily. But it's like this journey of questioning, and I'm feeling I'm also getting like, I don't know, maybe you were told as a child not to like question so much because it's annoying or whatever, or you never got a lot of questions answered, and it's because you asked questions that weren't relevant, but you were asking questions that like, it's not the fact that they weren't relevant, it's just you're asking people that didn't give like a rat's ass. They don't look as deep as you do. There's nothing wrong with like wanting to be smart. Like people have made wanting to be smart such a controversial thing, honestly. It's weird. But being aware is definitely a threat in this society. Unfortunately. So you just being awake as well, like it doesn't just hit you like how it like a normal person, it hits you spiritually. I mean, we're all spirits. Not everyone has a soul, but we're all spirits. Um, and it's something that like you know how you connected to your spirit that you are, and it's getting closer. It's like you're really seeing yourself for who you are, and not all these past labels that people put on you, which is how you're gonna get to your fortune. This investigative energy, this study, this research that you're doing, the questions that you're asking, and it's even feeling like you're asking like stupid questions because everyone you talk to seems like they know more about something than you do. But it's like it's something about remembering that even the teacher is the student. So even asking a question that you think someone's gonna have like a full answer for, and you think that they're gonna look at you a certain way, don't allow yourself to do that. Allow yourself to be fluid and answer and ask those questions. Um, and be honest with yourself, because this energy of holding yourself back is what we're trying to get rid of. No matter how big or small, like, oh, I don't want to ask because I feel like if I ask, I'll be too pushy. But it's a question and you want to know. So don't be afraid to ask. Like, do what you have to do. And don't say that you're more comfortable because it's non confrontational. The only confrontation that you're avoiding is a confrontation that you're making up inside of your head. And you're falling victim to that argument that happens by not asking or not doing the actions um, that led up to the questioning. And we'll definitely get ourselves, screwed with that type of thinking with the time magic spells that are over us and everything of that nature. Um, it's definitely not a hard thing to mess up. Um, just because as well, we're not really told how to like control our thoughts, especially with the Ten of Swords coming out. It's kind of funny. I was going to talk about that anyway, but um, not allowing your thoughts to betray you, and then the betrayal of your thoughts, like, oh, I knew I shouldn't have done that, and then on top of that, not allowing those thoughts to come up and appear and to like tear you down, because there's levels to it, and it's either because you heard someone say that about you, or you said it to yourself. But these are all patterns, and that we're learning how to break, um, and learning to release ourselves from, giving ourselves the actual grace that we deserve rather than begging for it. You know what I mean? Like there's in spirituality, there's not a need. There's an understanding that there's no need to beg. You are connected to everything. You have everything that you need at all times. There's a need to connect to yourself to be able to move forward with it. The Page of Swords wants to come out, and that just and the Page of Swords is really taking that leap with the thoughts that you have, the plans, the solidified knowing, the childlike wonder, the fresh start, the adventurer, um, the brave adventurer. And that's something you have to remember, that's who you are, being here, separating yourself, and not only just separating yourself, but separating yourself and remembering that you're separated yourself to learn. Um, and then learning down the path that you never were separated. And then learning how to bridge the gap between you and yourself. To not only just understand that you're not alone, but to truly feel it. And it's not a feeling that you get where you're content with being alone. It's a feeling where you genuinely do not have, like, you would have no sort of, I don't know, there's no word to describe what I'm trying to say. um but it's hard. It's the complete harmony of the self, that's hard to explain. There's a lot that comes with it. And you can even read back on like older hermits. I forgot the name of this one dude. Oh my god. He lived in a cave, um and like didn't eat anything. He wanted to get as close to God as possible, but there's something about when you get that close, when you stop searching externally, and you take these old mystics and the way that they took, and the way that they express themselves, taking their lessons, their teachings, and applying them to an internal viewpoint, allows you to connect yourself to that of which the divine has for you, and showing you how it's not as restrictive as you once believed it to be, or as restrictive as you might even think it is. Um, because a lot of the stress, a lot of the things that people are healing from, and I have been healing from for a while, is like religious traumas, um, and understandably so. Um, but the religious trauma, that is what keeps people in these cycles of not growing. Um, these fears of, oh, I'm gonna sin, and then like it's just all these things that the human conscious has decided to like make up, and not necessarily agree upon, because the agreeing was definitely groomed into how we live, but it is something that's acknowledged, by you and others as well. But it's like, I don't know, there's this deeper understanding where it's not even like full conversations anymore. It's just bringing up the idea of, and then knowing. It is definitely a grand conscious awakening of just connecting the dots and digging deeper and finding like bits of history, um, like spiritual history. We're talking about the actual like history, the OGs know the how we all became split. Um, who like again? It's just really I can't describe it with words. It's one of those things. It's like the divine awakening that can't be described by words. It's a lot of just seeing life for how it is. And some of you have already experienced this like grand understanding, but there's something that's going to be shown to you that's going to allow you to grasp it differently. And not differently in the sense of like what you have grasped is wrong or to like change your mind. It's like giving you an addition. It's adding on like bits and pieces like because we all have our own puzzle that we're solving, and our own puzzle that we solve within ourselves is solved collectively. And it's something about your understanding of something, and you understand why why you have this type of information, why you understand it. But there's going to be a deeper knowledge, like deeper. Again, it's just giving like a Solomonic awakening. Like you're going to be hit with this like the reason behind because the King of Wands is here, and I keep looking at it and I need to like talk about it. It's the King's of Wands energy. It's really like showing you the reason behind why this thought comes up this way, or the reason why you believe this, or the reason why like it's gonna like again it's like here it's right here, it's giving you justice, it's giving you that complete, it's giving you that written off note of saying like yeah this is why. um and for those that have an understanding of something, it's like there's something about in meditation or just asking questions or looking up something, you're gonna see something that's going to show you that you've had like some sort of like misunderstanding or you got something backwards, or it's like it's really gonna it's like I don't know, it's like one of those things where you think something's further away but it's not, it's a lot closer than you would believe. A lot closer than you would believe. But again, this is like something that takes like advanced healing. This isn't for everyone just to pick up and get on. This is something that the divine has placed on people to look at, and some people refused it instantly. Some people shushed it away. Other people accepted it, however. But like with all these wands coming out like this, it's the divine is picking out um the next people to get info dumped um heavily. There's and it's like I don't know if it's because you don't feel like you're a prophet, or if you feel like you know as much as you think you do, or you feel like people aren't going to take you serious. There's some sort of non-belief and lack, and it's because you're wanting support from a certain set of people or a certain person, and you're either lying to yourself about that being the case, or you acknowledge it and you're working through it. And it's because you're not getting some sort of gratification from an external source that you're looking at, and because you're not seeing that result that you're desiring for. It's like making you feel like you're unable to do something, but your own uncertainty on if you are this or not is why you're being held back from seeing the result that you already know and desire that you can have. So understanding that as well. Stop allowing yourself to get gratification from external things. Do it because you enjoy. The other things will come when they come. Especially if you're a business owner or you're like very business oriented, stop looking at the numbers. Just stop looking at them. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The biggest number we have is 9, okay? The biggest number we have is 9. If you have over 9, you're excelling. in the terms of like what numbers were originally used for, in the terms of what numbers are, you are excelling if you have over 9. And that's not even like trying to say some weird shit or trying to like seem like, numbers, however you want to, like, oh, numbers don't matter or whatever, like it doesn't really. Um, but you need to realize that you're getting a form of gratification that you can't find within yourself based off of a number that, like, that's always changing. It's like, I don't know, there's like, I need to really stop looking at things like that. There's like, it's not bad being like a business oriented person, but um letting go of looking on the about how big your business is or how fast you're growing is going to really help you on this spiritual journey, because it's putting some sort of excess stress on you where you feel like you have to do more work on yourself, which is in turn making you exhausted and making you feel like you're not putting enough work in, because you're mistaking this exhaustion for depression, which you really just need to take like a week off or something. um there's this energy of like needing to do more, and it's because of this like energy influx that we have. um but it's all these, it's like, I don't know, it's just a very beautiful energy. um it really, really is. I mean, it's never not. But it's just the energy of really of expansion, um and understanding things at your own pattern, at your own pace. um but yeah, that's what I have. Well, actually, I don't know, let me see if anything else wants to come out. I think so, actually. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So, okay, but I guess to top it off with the hermit and death, there is a need to just really draw up this information. There's not really a need to go seeking out. Now is a time for delving in and searching within yourself and finding the answers that you desire to know, um, from deep within inside of you, so that you're able to go through this change. Because there's something about you not knowing how to make the next step, and it's because you're ignoring to do the one thing that you need to do. Um, but you have everything that it takes to move forward. There's just a need to like put the key in and start the engine, and that there might just be a fear of doing that, or just an unknowingness of how to do that, or you're on your path of doing it. Just trusting the divine, just letting the divine move you forward. But regardless, that's what you need to like pay attention to and work on. Um, uh, I'm gonna mention, yeah, you know what? I will. Um, so I'm gonna talk about this before I get off. Um, I have recently been blessed. I don't have the product yet, but I'll have like a whole thing for it here soon. Um, but Otter Spirit, um, I have a little like a discount code. I'm like collaborating with them, with Otter Spirit. So if you use code Sublunar20 on their shop, you can get like 20% off of your order. And it's like, it should, they have like intention necklaces and bracelets. You had like zodiacs, the authentic AAA grade gemstones, as well as they help out the sea lions. Um, I'm nervous doing this, my bad, but they help out the sea otters. For every purchase, they donate $1 for places of that nature. So if you're looking for like, um, it's like places to get like bracelets, gemstones for like any sort of intentions, protection, prosperity, intuition, things of that nature, you can go to Otter Spirit. I'll have the links and stuff in the descriptions. I'll update all that stuff later. But regardless, I just wanted to throw that out there. I'll have um, some of their products soon. It's being mailed out, so whenever that happens, I'll show you all that. Um, Regardless, thank you all for all the support, the likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations. If you're wanting a reading, you can hit me up with my email, or using the Google form. Regardless, just thank you all so much for likes, comments, shares, donations, energetic, financial. It doesn't matter. I appreciate both of them. But I love you to the moon and back, tenfold and forever, and I will